Hello, everyone. Tonight's going to be kind of a little bit of a special night. Usually don't record response videos live, but I'm going to tonight because I spent the last half hour watching some videos from Addicted to Minis, loving it, AG Stacker 1776, and Poor Man's Gold. Check out all their channels, by the way. Anyway, one question was, should you buy generics like Buffaloes and this one, and kind of like some of these silver rounds here. Love this ship design. Love this Liberty Bell one. It's from 1983. But these, all those were generics. Hello, dolls. How you doing? This isn't really generic. But I got this for 19 bucks, which, considering how much silver's in this, is 30 grams and 90%. $19 was under melt when I bought it. Now, I've shown some generics, Buffaloes, a couple of them. Start talking about government issue stuff. This is an older 1984 Libertad. And I have this, which is a Britannia. Now, I would buy, here's a Philharmonic. I would buy this kind of stuff if it was the same price as this generic stuff all the time. I wouldn't deal with buying that, but the cost of something like this, which is American Silver Eagle, was a lot higher than what Buffaloes would be. Now, this one's really cool. It's from Australia. It's like a reverse proof style. I really like it, but it was kind of expensive, although when I bought it, it wasn't as expensive as it could have been. I bought this, which is a nautical ounce. It's the Cedo. Bought this, and they had put it on sale, took half its premium off. That is why I was able to get, I bought it. One of the reasons. Now, this I bought from a coin dealer, and it was, if I remember correctly, $42, which for 1 ounce of silver is kind of expensive. But it's a 2003 Libertad, and it's kind of nice looking, but it was too expensive. Now, when I bought this Krugerrand, well, thanks for stopping by, Dolly. This Krugerrand, when I bought it, was about the same price as what the Philharmonic was in terms of over melt. They were only a little bit. They were almost as cheap as the generic stuff. Now, one of my personal favorites, and I want to get more of these, is the Cook Islands Bounty. I really like these coins, and I definitely want to get some more of them. Leave it to me to drop it. Well, that's one reason why I put them in these cases. I don't care if the case gets beat up, because continue on with some more generics. This is a St. Gaudens made by Silvertown. Silvertown is not that, it's in the state I grew up in and live in. This is another one, but it's a train engine one. But yeah, when it comes to silver, I don't have very many bars, but I decided to pull this one out for the video. When it comes to buying generic rounds versus buying government issue rounds like this one, If these weren't a lot more, I'd buy these instead of the generics, just because they're back, they're recognizable. People know that this is Australian or Austrian, not Australian. Sorry, it says 1.5 euros on it. It's government-backed silver. It's recognizable. Most people know what these are. Most people know what the Cook Island is, and most people know Libertads. Now, could you get one of these that isn't actually a real silver round, a plated buffalo? Probably could. I'm sure they're out there. You got to be careful about this when you're buying. You want to make sure you're dealing with a reputable coin dealer, so that if there's any problems and you can prove the silver he sold you isn't, or she sold you isn't real, that they will give you a refund and take it back. Because worst thing in the world is to buy one of these that's actually copper plated and think it's actually a full ounce of silver when it's just plated. You can't rely on the ice test so much, because the silver still works the same way. It may not melt quite as fast, but it does melt faster than what it would otherwise, on just a piece of copper. Now, Dick Diminis did mention something about Balboas. Oh, this is a half Balboa. I forgot that was a half Balboa. This is a 1930 one in this bag. Let's hope you can see it. This bag, by the way, everything in it, all the silver, and this isn't a silver one. It might be plated, but my coin dealer calculated how much silver was in this and put a price where this was at melt. All of it. This actually turned out to be less than melt. Now there's a Balboa in this one too. It's a quarter Balboa. And it is 1953, I think. Looks like 53 to me. But this entire bag, there's 39 coins in it, I think. I measured out the weight. It's 3.8. Well, I have some stuff that is plated silver tokens, and some of them kind of in gold-plated tokens. That one of them is in a case, and it looks like the St. Gaudens $20 piece, but it says copyright on it. But like I said, all the stuff in this was about $1.46 a coin, and there's 3.8 troy ounces of coins in it, and a lot of them are Canadian, 80%, but there are some 90% in it, and a few sterlings. So I'm figuring this was at least 3.2 ounces of silver, troy ounces that is, and it was $57 when silver was 23 a few weeks ago. Now, we'll get back to the point that they were talking about in the videos that A.G. Stacker did in Poor Man's Gold. They were talking about dollar cost averaging and not rushing in and panic buying all the silver you can find. What tends to happen to people who jump in real quick and buy a bunch of silver at as it's rising rapidly is silver will drop. They'll lose faith in what they bought and then sell when it's dropped and end up selling it for less than they paid for it and losing money. That's why you need to kind of concentrate on dollar cost averaging your stuff, and only if it rises too high, very selective buying. Something you really want, but wouldn't buy just random stuff. I quite like these Mexican coins. Addicted to Minis showed a video of a whole bunch of different ones, and he had a few of these too. This one's kind of neat. Anyway, there was a guy who drove down from Detroit into town to buy silver, And he said he would pay a certain amount. Well, since he drove from Detroit, and I'm not sure, but I'm assuming he rented out the room at the mall, which probably wasn't real cheap, placed ads, um, probably has to stay in a motel unless him and his wife have a RV that they drove there, and who knows, and maybe they did. But I understand why his price was what it was. Now, I wouldn't sell at that price, but some people might. And, he said he would buy anything, basically, and he would pay more for certain items if they were better condition. But it's priced on just average. Let me grab a piece. It's priced on half dollars. See if I can find one. Here's one I bought a while back. He's only going to pay 1,200% on a half dollar. I understand why he said that, because that only put this. If I wanted to sell this to him, he'd give me $6. Now I know that if I wanted to really sell it to somebody, sell it to a guy who's a collector, direct instead of selling it to a dealer who's going to resell it, I'd get a better price. I could probably ask somebody $12 for this today. What's up, Addicted to Minis? I just mentioned you more than once. You're at work. I'm doing this video in part as a response to you because you talked about guy buying a whole bunch of silver and then the price dropped and sold it. And the other discussion was about buying government issue silver versus generic silver, like Buffalo's. I would buy all government issue silver if it wasn't more expensive. Now, when I bought this, I don't think it was much more than the generics. And the Philharmonic and Britannia I just showed in a moment ago. There's the Philharmonic. Where's the Britannia? Where is that? It's on this. Oh, there it is. We like special nights. I say buck and go. The Britannia, Philharmonic, and the, where did it go? This Krugerrand. They were all only like $1 or $1.50 higher than what a Buffalo would have cost. So I didn't think that's too bad. Now Buffalo's, last time my dealer had him, he wanted $26.50, I think, and he was asking $27 for other generics. And silver bars were $28 at the time. So, and I had a silver bar out here. Where did I put that thing? What was it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this was $1 more than the rounds, but when he gets bars, they sell so fast that if you want one, you better buy it when he gets them. That's the only thing I can say about that. But I'm a big fan of selling ship design coins like this one, even though the country this particular ship belongs to right now is persona non grata in the world. This is the Sea Dove. That's probably enough to tell you who I'm talking about. Cook Islands Bounty. Love these things. Want to get more. Been thinking about buying some, but the price of silver is going up so much, so I'm slowing down what I'm buying. I know it may not seem like it if you watch some of my videos. Be like, man, he's buying stuff every week. Recently, where is it? Where did I put that stuff? Thought I laid it out. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, it may seem like I'm buying a lot of silver lately when I'm not. I've slowed down my buying quite a bit. This is a 64, and they say proof, and it probably is. 675, probably couldn't touch it today for that kind of price. This probably be at least 12 or 13 bucks if I go to my coin dealer tomorrow and he has one. That's probably what he'd ask for 64 half, even if it is approved. Yeah. But this indicates $6 when I bought it. Silver was a lot lower when I bought this. This is probably, I think, bought at a coin show a couple of years ago when silver was cheaper. This ain't my normal dealer's, writing. It's a 64. It says BU, and it looks pretty well uncirculated. This would probably be a $12 coin, maybe more. Thank you, Addicted to Minis. I still think you need to do a video in front of your fireplace if you're going to do a topic like you were doing. Now, given when you buy some of these, there's some other JFKs I bought. It's a 775. So silver was higher when I bought it. This is a 950. Well, that's 775. So the price difference on these is because the price of silver went up, quite a bit between when I bought that one and this one. And if I see any tomorrow, they'll probably be $12, maybe higher, because he did say last week, I talked to him briefly. He said, I'm probably going to raise silver or the price on this stuff next week if silver price keeps going up. He just wanted to see if he'd sell a whole bunch. Not a lot of JFKs in this. I forgot I had this many. Actually, they've been hard to find these lately. Last year when I was doing my treasure chest challenge, I could only find a few of them I could buy. They were all spoken for. A 675. Another one that was 675. Another one that was 675. One that was 950. That kind of looks proofish. It was 7. This one says it's a proof. They kind of look pretty similar shiny, more shiny than these other ones are. But the price varies when you buy them. Like I said, I kind of forgot I had this many 64 Kennedys. They've been kind of hard to find lately. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. Be wary when people write a grade on a coin like this. Pretty sure this is not Mint State 63. Quite a gouge on his cheek. And let's see what the bell lines look like. If I can get the light on it right. It's not worn much, but I'm thinking this is more like an AU coin, not Mint State. Yeah, the Chinese fakes. You got to watch out for that stuff too. So I don't believe that's a Mint State 63 coin. Not by any stretch of the imagination do I believe that. So what am I going to do going forward? Well, if silver price stays real high, I'm not going to probably buy as much as I have lately. Whoops, forgot to put that one away too. By the way, this is a box. As soon as I get this back in here. It's a standard 9-inch coin box full of $50. And the earliest one is a 1996 old mint, which the back was as good as the front. That $34 price would probably be what this is, because they're not a real high mintage year, and with the front has a full rim. the back had a full rim, that would probably put it higher than this. And that wasn't exactly cheap either, $17. I think most hats were going for about 10 then. But in this box, I got quite a few Walking Liberties. That one's 7 1/4. So a lot of these half dollars were bought a long time ago, more than a couple years ago, actually. This one is in a flip plastic holder. Don't know what I paid for it. I know that's a big no-no for some people. They want to know what they paid for everything. But I don't know what I paid for that one. I know it won't really matter if I try to sell it. Somebody would offer me a certain price, and that certain price would be highly determined by the spot price, which is another big question that A.G. Stacker brought up. He said it does matter what the stack price, not stack, but the spot price is, and I agree with him. It does matter because when it's higher, stuff like this costs more than any of this stuff. You want to buy a Krugerrand? Well, if the spot price is 20 versus the spot price being 25, it's going to determine how much you pay for it. Like I said, when I bought this, it was only a little bit more than a generic. But I do agree with the fact that generics versus a government-backed is that the government-backed ones are, more trusted. Although these buffaloes are so common that most people know when they see them, it's a real buffalo and not a fake one. At least that seems to be the case. I mean, you can always get out the scale and measure them, and if you have a Sigma, test them. I mean, this is 3 9s. This one, though, this is a medical grade one. 4 9's fine. So that would have its uses too. In the event of something bad happening, you need medical grade silver. That's what that is. But yeah, I forgot this was a half Balboa in this. It's a 53. Oh, it's a 1930. It's the quarter. Now, I don't remember, but I know Dick the Domini said something about certain quarter Balboas were really key date ones and rare. And I think he said it was a 31 and a 33 or something. I don't remember. I was just checking what's in here, but I forgot it was a half Balboa. And the quarter Balboa in this one is a 53, and it's kind of rough. But I mean, when every coin on this averaged $1.46, I knew I was getting a decent deal on this bag, even though a lot of it's Canadian. There's some British coins, Balboa. There's a few French ones. Somewhere in here is a Cuban star coin. It's probably in this pack. If you haven't seen one of these, they're pretty cool if I can get it out. That ain't it. I thought that was it. Oh well. There it is. Haven't seen the Cuban star coins. This one's from 1915. The star is pretty cool looking. It's 5 grams of 90% silver. Anyway, I think I've went long enough, and I do want to thank you all for stopping by and watching, but I got other stuff to do tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff up and wish you all a good night. And hit the like button, and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and we will see you next time.